Hi everyone, how are you? It's me again, Teacher Reese, and welcome back to our music class. So today we are going to have our new lesson for the second grading period. So are you ready to learn? All right, that's good. So at this time we're going to discuss about timbre, or we call it timbre. Okay, do you know what is timbre? Yeah, when we say timbre or timbre class, it is okay the particular tone that distinguishes a sound or combinations of sound. So it means, class, this is the combinations of qualities of a sound that distinguishes from one or from another sound or other sounds of the same pitch and volume. Okay? So it is the tone, color, or qualities of sound. Okay? Again, qualities of sound. Timbre means the qualities or the quality of your sound. So each one of us has different timbre. Okay, just like me, I have a thick or I have a low pitch or timbre. Okay, again, class, it is the quality of a musical tone or sound or tone that distinguishes different type of sound production such as voices and musical instruments. Okay, timbre can be we can find out different timbres from your voices or human voices, from animal voices, anything, and especially instruments, specifically instruments. Okay, so we are going to find out the different timbre of the different musical elements or musical instruments. Okay, the first one again, but question, what are musical instruments? When we say musical instruments, class, these are devices created or adapted to make musical sounds, right? It's very self-explanatory. Musical instrument to make musical sounds, of course. Now let's proceed to the instrumental sections. Now we all know that there are different types or different categories or sections for the instruments, right? We have first string instruments, woodwind, brass instruments, and percussion instrument. Now let's start with the examples of string instruments. So string instruments, these are, of course, we're using chords or strings. Again, string instruments in string sections. Of course, in the word itself, there are strings in the instrument. Okay, let's start with the example of violin, class. Let's find out the timbre. We have violin. This is the smallest and the most numerous of all the instrument of the string instrument. It has the highest sound among all the um, string instruments. Okay, so next we have viola. Okay, viola, class, is a little bigger. So if violin is the smallest, then the next to violin is we call it viola. It is a little bigger than violin, and it has slightly deeper and lower tone. So if violin has the higher sound, so viola has a little deeper, okay, a lower tone. Okay, so next let's have Salute. Okay, it is much bigger than viola and violin. So from small to medium to and then bigger, it has much lower, deeper sound. So viola, it's a little bit deeper when it comes to sound, but this one it has much lower, deeper sound. Okay. Next we have bass. It is so big that the player sits on a high, okay, a high stool or stands up to play this very low sound instrument. So that is why bass, we all know that bass is the lowest sound, right? When it comes to human, bass is the lowest male voice. When it comes to instrument, we call it bass instrument, okay? Bass instrument, again, you will play this one while you need to stand up to play this very low sound instrument. Okay, you will sits on a high stool. So you will sit and then the instrument will stand. Compared to the violin, the cello, you will carry that one while you're playing. Okay? Okay, again, what are string instruments? These are instruments that are or that has strings. Okay, okay, this one. As you can see, the difference between the four. We have this one is violin, this one, viola, next, cello, and the last one is bass. Okay, so can you see the difference from smallest to biggest? Okay, that's it. Now let's proceed to the woodwind instruments of the orchestra. So for the woodwind instruments class, again, they also have different timbre. Okay, they have different tune. Okay, they have different quality of sound. We have flute, clarinet, oboe, and bassoon. Okay, what's a woodwind class? Woodwind class, we use this one in the orchestra, of course. Um, Woodwind are played by blowing into them and by fingering different notes. So you will use your finger, of course, and you will blow, blowing while fingering different notes. If you tried playing flute recorder, of course, we do the fingering different notes. Let's have an example. We have number one, flute. Okay, as you can see, this is example of woodwind instrument. Flute class has a clear high sound, okay, that can be either gentle or piercing, okay? So it can be either gentle or piercing class. So maybe a flute may be made of wood, but the orchestral flute is usually made of metal. Again, we're talking about metal, but then class, there are also a flute that is made up of wood, okay, and does not have reed. Okay, the color of the flute class sounds fit in the woodwind section. So the flute has a clear, high sound that will be either gentle or piercing. Next, we have oboe. Okay, oboe class, this is the instruments that the orchestra tunes to because it traditionally sounds the first A. Okay, so the sound is produced when the player blows in between two small reeds. Okay, it is black. Okay, can you see that? It is black and made of wood, and it is sometimes mistaken for clarinet by non-musicians. Okay, some of the non-musicians like us, okay, like those ordinary people, those are not musically inclined. Sometimes they will call it clarinet, but actually this is oboe. Okay, so again, class, since orchestra, it is made up of metal, but there are also wood for this. Okay, so again, the oboe sound is produced when the played or the player blows in between two small reeds. Okay, next we have clarinet. Okay, as you can see, clarinet has the same color for the oboe, like that, but the clarinet is open a little bit compared to the oboe, like that. Oh, okay. Clarinet class has a wide range of notes from low to high. So it uses only one single reed and is versatile instrument. Okay? So again, it is also color black in color and is normally made of wood. It uses a single reed, okay, single reed, and is versatile instrument with a very wide range of notes from low to high. Okay? Again, class, it has also wide range of different sound colors. So it functions as a transposing instrument in the orchestra. Okay, it has a very big function in the orchestra. Next, we have bassoon. Okay, bassoon. This is the largest and the lowest sounding standard orchestral woodwind. Okay, so you can often see the tops of the bassoons over the rest of the orchestra. So you can actually all of these string instruments, no, not string, woodwind instruments. You can see this one all over the orchestra. Okay. Next, let's proceed to the next section. We have brass. Okay, brass instruments class. What does it mean? So brass class, of course, this is an example of a wind instrument, of course, because you will play this one by blowing. Okay, but it's made up of metal. Again, it is made up of metal, and of course, like that. Example number one, they also have different quality of sound or the timbre. Let's have trumpet. Commonly used in classical and jazz ensembles. It has the highest register in the brass family class. Okay, so for trumpet class, it has the higher what? It has the highest register in the brass family. Okay, next, let's proceed to um, French horn. Okay, when you say French horn glass, it is made of tubing wrapped into a coil with a flared bell. Can you see that? What? Tubing wrapped into a coil with a flared bell. Okay, that's it. Again, class, um, for French horn, uh, it refers to as the horn by orchestral players. This one is the horn. Okay, the open one. That's it. Next, we have tuba or tuba. Okay, again, class tuba class is the largest and the lowest pitch musical instrument among the brass family. Okay, again, always remember this is the largest and has the lowest pitch musical instrument in the brass family. Okay, tuba. And also, class, it has slight variations and the newest part of the symphony orchestra. All right. All right. Next, trombone. Trombone class has a large. It is a large brass wind instrument with straight tubing in three sections. Can you see that? Okay, ending in a bell. This one over the player's left shoulder. Different fundamental notes being made using a forward pointing extendable slide. This one. This is extendable. They will slide this one. Once they play, they will move this one. They will extend. Okay, this is a forward using a forward pointing extendable slide. This one. While they're playing this one, of course, they will move this one because it won't produce sound if they're not going to move this. Compared to this, they're just going to press. Okay. Also, the flute and the rest of the instruments a while ago. Okay. Again, if I am going to ask you what type of instrument that is being made using a forward pointing extendable slide, of course, your answer would be trombone. Okay, so let's proceed to the next section. We have percussion instruments. So among of the examples for percussion family, we have xylophone, triangle, tambourine, maracas, chimes, snare drum, marimba, and the djembe. So as you can see, class, we can play this one by, again, percussion instruments are being played by tapping or what? Tapping or hitting. Okay, so this one with the use of our hands or you're using stick like that, just like this. Okay, example, we have timpani. Okay, timpani class, of course, we are going to use our hand or we can use our we can use sticks in hitting this one. Okay, timpani is a large kettle drums with rounded bottom that can be tuned by specific tunes. So they can tune this one. They can tune in this one. Okay, so together class with other drums such as snare drum, tenor drum, and large bass drum, timpani uses drumsticks also. Okay, they used drumsticks. Okay, as you can see, this one made up of metal. That one is still the same. Next, we have cymbals. Okay, cymbals is very common. Um, this can be clashed together, hit with a boater, or slap together. So you can play this one by slapping, not slapping your face, slap it together. Okay, the two. It is pair, of course. It is pair. And next, we also have marimba. Okay, marimba class is a set of wooden bars struck with yarn or rubber mallet to produce musical tone. So it is actually a wooden, made up of wooden. These are woods. Okay, these are woods class, and of course they will struck this one with the use of stick. Okay, with the use of stick to produce musical tones. And the other one, we have glockenspiel. Okay, glockenspiel class uses metal bars like the children's xylophone. So it looks like xylophone class, but it's different. Okay, it's just similar. The looks is similar. It is composed of set of tune keys arranged in the fashion of the keyboard of piano. So can you see that one? So it's they use fashion of the keyboard of a piano. Look at the looks of it. Okay, so again class, what are the examples? What are the four sections? What are the four sections of musical instruments? We have, first, we have string instruments, woodwind instruments, brass instruments, percussion instruments. Okay, string instruments class, these are instruments that are composed of strings, of course. Next, woodwind, of course. Woodwind, these are instruments that are made up of wood. It is being played by blowing. Okay, by blowing. And the last one, third one, we have brass instruments. Okay, the same as wood. This is the same as like aerophones. You're going to play that one by blowing, of course. And the last one, percussion. Percussion instruments class, these are instruments that are played by hitting or tapping or slapping. Okay, those are percussion instruments. So any questions about the four sections of instrumental or instruments? Okay, that's good. So I guess that's all for today. I hope you've learned something about the different examples, the different sections of musical instruments. And remember, class, all of those instruments are has different. Okay, all of those instruments has different quality of sounds or timbre or timbre. Okay, so I guess that's all for today. Thank you for listening, grade 6. I hope you've learned something today. Bye bye and take care.